The Cardano Dex Wars are here, and in today's video I want to cover why this is a good thing for all of the users in the ecosystem, and also some really interesting platforms that are here and also in the works. Let's get right into the video. First things first though, if you're not already staking your ADA, you can do so to earn passive ADA on your ADA with the Jack stake pool. Now, I want to cover today the fact that we have a lot of DEXs already live on Cardano, and also some of the DEXs that aren't live that I have my eyes on very heavily. The first one that is live is SundaeSwap, and MinSwap, and MuesliSwap. So these three are live. And recently, there's been something really interesting that has happened after MinSwap has launched for about 1 week. And that is that MinSwap has passed SundaeSwap in total value locked. And all the while, SundaeSwap total value locked hasn't really changed too much. Keep in mind, a lot of this is yield farming locked for 30 days, as that's how SundaeSwap's yield farming protocol works. MinSwap, you don't have to have any lockup for your farms. So there's going to be probably a lot more people coming from SundaeSwap to MinSwap to get that also first, week's farm bonus, but also because, hey, I don't have to lock up my farming assets. I can just put them in here and take them out whenever and have a bit more leeway on my risk management and how much impermanent loss I want to experience and manage it better. That being said, we are seeing a lot from Mel to SundaeSwap to MinSwap, and especially MuesliSwap. The total value locked has been going up dramatically lately. As you can see here, we're up to 322 million with all the protocols in mind, including, NFT staking and other things. And this is impressive. Not only is this impressive, but this is also the beginning of the DEX Wars, in my opinion. I know the DApp Wars have been kind of heating up, and all types of decentralized applications have been popping up on Cardano, even though the price is down dramatically. But the DEX Wars are something else that are going to benefit everyone in the ecosystem, whether it be SundaeSwap, MinSwap, MuesliSwap having the most TVL. It's going to be the one that is the best for the user. And in order for these protocols to keep advancing and keep in the spotlight, which would make them profitable, which would make them probably, that's probably what they're aiming for. If they build a protocol or a DEX, they're going to have to bring new features to appease the users and make a great experience. MinSwap has done that. They are continuing to do that from what I can tell, and I'm very impressed with their platform. I've been using it quite a bit, and it's very, very nice. Now, in terms of wars and what's to come, we also have to think there are many products and DEXs out right now that, or not out right now, that are building something really, really interesting. The first one being Genius Yield. And to be honest, MinSwap kind of took this approach of taking their time, and it has paid off for them. And I think we're going to see that multiple times here when new things like Genius Yield with automated yield optimizers come out. They've taken their time to build things that are simple and easy for the user. And people are going to come over not only from other DEXs, but from platforms that they haven't been able to access before. So maybe they really didn't want to get into DeFi. They didn't want to understand all the yield farmings. Hey, they're just going to use Genius Yield, optimizer yields, and they will actually provide liquidity because they're not scared of impermanent loss as much in this case. Same goes for another DEX coming out, Maladex. Maladex is very, very prominent in the technicals of the Cardano space, and using the UTXO model to our advantage here to make something that you couldn't make on any other blockchain. And Maladex has also said they are aiming to eliminate impermanent loss. So things like that take a lot of time to develop and have a lot of technicality behind them are also some things to keep in mind, that these DEX wars are only going to get hotter and spicier as more time passes and more people discover new things and new possibilities of what's possible with the UTXO model that Cardano is built on. One last mention, we have Windriders. And the reason I'm telling you about this DEX is because, first of all, I've never talked about it on the channel. I've never really looked into it too much, but after reading a recent blog post from them about their, integrations from impending move to mainnet and their second testnet, and going and trying their second testnet for myself, I found some interesting things out that this DEX is offering when they go for mainnet that many other DEXs are not. And I assume those other DEXs will be, after reading this or seeing this and doing this. I know SundaeSwap has announced that they will be doing the same feature, and that feature is staking the ADA in liquidity pools. So when you provide liquidity, that half that is your ADA, so say you're providing 1500 ADA matched with 3000 min tokens, or however much it is, basically that liquidity in ADA that you're putting there, you're still going to get that staking rewards. And in this case, right now, and that could be a lot of ADA for someone who has a large liquidity position or only has liquidity positions, they're not going to miss out on their staking rewards, which can add up a lot over time, and it's really nice to see. But on Windriders, I went on their testnet, I've connected my wallet, I've added collateral, I've got some test tokens. First of all, you can see your portfolio. This is really nice. It shows you your positions, own shares in the pools, stuff like that. They're going to have unrealized profit and loss, last 24 hours changes. I imagine most DEXs will have this, but I really like the UI over here as well. As on MinSwap, I also like the UI a ton. But we have here staking. So basically, you can go to your staking tab on the Windriders tab, and you can go over to staking. Then you could vote for different pools that you want to stake with. This has not been enabled yet. So for example, each liquidity pool will have its own stake pool. I imagine this would be split up to multiple stake pools if the liquidity pool is quite large. But if you have shares in that pool, you can then vote for which pool you're staking with. And that's pretty sick. I think that's cool. I think that's really awesome. And I'm looking forward to seeing this on mainnet so people can see, hey, we don't have to lose our staking rewards to provide liquidity, and there is platforms that help us get around this. Honestly, I have been lacking a bit of excitement for the whole Cardano environment. As prices go down, things happen in life, and it can be a bit tiresome. But seeing this, seeing people develop on the space is always inspiring, and I am always very excited to see when platforms like Genius Yield, Maladex, and Windriders go live on mainnet, because I do think that each one has something that they're bringing to the space that will enhance the overall value of the entire ecosystem. Lastly, before we go, I want to mention that this is good for the users. Obviously, every time a new DApp, a new competitor comes into the space for a DEX, they are bringing something likely that is unique to themselves to differentiate them. And every time one of them does that, other DEXs have the opportunity to build and grow themselves as well. Maybe one DEX will take them all, but I do think that there's going to be multiple DEXs for multiple use cases across the board. I know most of the liquidity will likely end up in one DEX for basic swaps and trades, but for an end user to have so many options to lend, borrow when dApps come out, and also swap or yield farm without impermanent loss on specific platforms, or automate their yield farms, all of these things brought together make for a much more abundant space for the user. Anyways, don't forget you can stake with the Jack stake pool to earn passive ADA on your ADA, and also Hosky token. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. It's been your friend Jack. Peace out.